When you got 11th ranked Vicente Luque, who has arguably fallen to the lowest ranking that he's had in years, who's giving an opportunity to the unranked Joaquin Buckley, who we know is a savage, but I do think that this is one of those cases of, listen, let's not, or y'all must have forgot Vicente Luque edition. AJ, let's talk about it. Luque, if we're bringing up the record right here, yeah, you dropped a couple, right? You just beat up RDA, decisioned him. That was a beautiful victory right there. You lost to Jeff Neal. You got knocked out, face planted. Durability was so good that your body, your brain just shut itself off. It was like, dude, we can't do this. You're too tough. Then he loses to Bilal Muhammad. Aside from that, the last loss was against Wonder Boy back in 2019, man. Buckley, coming off a couple big wins himself. What's the path to victory? Peekaboo style, catch him with the big shot? Is he wrestling? I mean, what path to victory do we have here for Numansa?
For Numansa, that's a great question, Derek, because that was my first thing. Will he try to wrestle right here? Because if you're going to be playing a game, a striking game with Vicente Luque, man, you were in danger of busting up your calf, busting up your head, really having a rough night. But the thing with Buckley is he has this explosive power to him where you can be going, you guys can be reading, the next thing you know, he's blitzing in on you and doing some serious damage. Or if he's smart on this one, I do think he at least shoots for the takedown just to get Luque a little bit more tired or a little bit thinking, could Buckley be playing at a different game right here? And then that's when Buckley surprises him, throwing something over the top and actually hurting and doing some damage for Luque.
The only thing that worries me about Buckley's wrestling approach is twofold, right? One, slowing down at the end of round 2 and round 3 against Luque, that's going to be a problem because he sets a steady pace, just a very steady, constant pace. Number 2, Luque does have a couple Bravo chokes under his belt. He choked out Michael Chiesa and Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley, what was the game plan? Wrestle him up, right? You wrestle him until you get your neck caught, and then you're like, oh my God, what am I about to do? I don't really see that being in play for Joaquin Buckley. I see a couple takedowns here and there, but really what I'm more concerned about is, AJ, look at these opening odds. Minus 150 for Vicente Luque, plus 125 for Buckley. Like that means that people are high on Buckley, at least the bettors. If we're looking at the live odds, it's a pick 'em. This is a coin toss, minus 110, minus 110 a pop. I don't want to be hyperbolic and I don't want to get too, crash and be ahead of myself. Is this the ultimate smash the Vicente Luque, smash the prop, smash the money line? When are you going to get minus 110 odds pick 'em against a dude who's unranked that we know Luque has stylistic advantages against?
You're not going to get this ever again. And this is, like you said, Derek, one of those y'all must have forgotten moments for Luque, just because, man, people really think that the momentum of Buckley is going to carry him so far. But, man, Luque has everything going for him, more calculated, more well-rounded, and very versatile in everything he wants to do, especially if Luque can control this fight, man. Smash whatever, whether it's the money line or the prop, you're making money on this pick regardless.
So for those, the detractors, if you will, of Vicente Luque, who says his chin is gone, Buckley's going to land the big one, going to knock him out. Well, if you look at the last knockout loss on Luque's record, it was against Jeff Neal. Prior to that, the man, I mean, there's no finished losses in the last 10, man. Like this dude Luque, I don't understand why people are so low on him right now, but this is one question that I do ultimately have for you. And that, for Joaquin Buckley, we know it's going to be the big shots. That's his bread and butter. That's his go-to, right? Like it's the big overarching shots, a lot of power, a lot of athleticism that goes into it. Very much like how in the Andre Fialho fight, he wasn't really winning the fight until he landed the big head kick, and then you're not winning until you win. That's what MMA is. So are people relying on that? If this goes 3 rounds, we should be very confident, especially that Luque just beat RDA in a 5-rounder, like handedly. We should be very confident that if this goes the distance, you have to lean Vicente Luque, right?
Absolutely, especially with the explosive method that Buckley's looking to take right here. Because, yeah, the question is, can he catch Luque in one of those moments? I think Luque is a little too smart for it. That doesn't mean he can't, but I do heavily lean towards Luque in that 3-round or decision style of fight right here.
And we've seen Buckley a little prone to live by the sword, die by the sword. Last 2 losses have come via knockout. Do you like the plus 230 TKO for Vicente Luque? Because I'm not going to lie. Look at Buckley's TKO prop, plus 255. I thought Luque's prop was going to be like plus 500, plus 550. I thought that's how they were feeling about him. But it clearly goes to show they believe he still maintains that knockout power. So do you like that prop?
I like that prop, Derek. Something about me, though, actually likes the submission prop for Luque a little bit more. I know it's higher. I know we might not be able to see it. But if things get to where they're chaotic and Buckley starts making some mistakes and he does end up taking Luque down, we can see a submission right here. I don't know if I'm already jumping on that, giving my word that I'm jumping on that submission prop, but I do like the numbers right there. I see a lot of juice and a lot of potential for it.
Would you entertain right here? Let me see what it is. Over 2.5 rounds is at plus money, plus 132 currently. Do you entertain over 2.5 rounds?
Absolutely, Derek. If you haven't remembered, man, this one's going in my parlay. I think
That's
this one's
right. That's
going the
right.
distance, and I like that, especially for both sides. I mean, it looks a little better for Luque, plus
Yeah.
400, but if Numanza can get it done, if he can play that calculated game and do more damage, plus 275 isn't a bad comeback for him.
I really like that over. Like, I really, really like that over because I think Buckley is durable, man. Yeah, you get caught sometimes, whatever the case, right? And Luque has massive power, but I think Luque is going to respect the power coming back at him from Buckley. So if you don't want to take anything that we're saying in terms of like the pure pick, to roll with the over 2.5 rounds. We both like Vicente Luque right here. And I will say, I think that the best play that you can have is just Vicente Luque minus 110, bro. You're not going to get those odds again. That's the safest play if you're a Vicente Luque backer right there. You want to throw some juice on it, hit the over, or which one, AJ? Proper decision for Vicente Luque.
Woo! Decision. I like the decision, Derek.
You heard it. It all makes sense. There you have it. Vicente Luque. Y'all must have forgot. You heard it here first, folks.